Hey, what's up, Skyball Bear with Imagination Creation Films, and today I'm talking about how to make some sweet, sweet time with your someone special. Your camera, and these. We'll talk about timecode here in just 1 second, but before I do, a little housekeeping note. I reached out to Deity to ask to evaluate these, and as usual, no money has changed hands, and Deity does not have any say in the review at all. You'll get 100% honesty, as you would expect from me. So, timecode. A brief explanation. If you're running multiple cameras and or external sound, timecode can be, well, a lifesaver. If you don't know what timecode is, well, it's basically a digital time signature that's recorded to the video and or the audio devices. Now, it's more than just hours, minutes, and seconds. It also counts the frames based on the project frame rate. So if you're, say, recording a standard 23.98 frames per second, it will accurately keep track of hours, minutes, seconds, and 23.98 frames every second. Now, the idea being, if you record the exact same time signature to each camera and or the audio device, it will mean that when a person says the word elusivity at 1 hour, 17 minutes, 26 seconds, and frame 4, you will always have an exact match on the other cameras to the audio. You no longer have to try and match the lip sync from each camera to another and then try to line up the audio in post. You have the perfect match every time. This is the reason for timecode, and it's why all the big boys use them. Now, this isn't for everyone. Now, why do I say that? Well, it's not horribly hard to line up the audio today with waveforms in post and, well, even having your talent on camera. You can generally line this up in post and be fairly successful at it. Where it starts to become a problem is with mini cameras, difficult dialogue and or music, ambient sounds. And the other problem comes from long takes. Oddly enough, the clocks in the cameras are surprisingly not that accurate. They'll get you through many hours, but they will drift over time. So as you get towards the end of your 2-hour long take, it's possible that your audio could be off by a frame or two. Now, this isn't common, but it does happen far more than you'd expect. So because of this, there are a few timecode devices out there, and they have been the de facto standard for a while, and well, they do come at a price. While not terribly expensive, they have enjoyed a high price for quite a while. Recently coming out with even a new version that is less expensive, but honestly, it's still $60 more expensive than this, the TC1. More on the pricing in just a moment. Enter the Deity TC1, a very small timecode generator reader that is syncable with the other devices themselves over 2.4 gigahertz radio or with Bluetooth from your smartphone and their great little app, Sidus Audio. Now, when using the device's 2.4 gigahertz radio, the range is about 30 feet. But when you're using Bluetooth 5 and your smartphone, the devices create a Bluetooth mesh network that can extend to 250 feet and beyond. Now, it's not necessary that the devices be near each other while shooting. And with the Deity, once you sync the timecode, in the industry we call it jamming the timecode, it will stay in sync for the entire production day, and technically up to 72 hours with a drift of only 1 frame. But you're a good person, and you recharge your batteries and you rejam your units every day just because you like to sit back and smile. So what's in the box? Well, with the 3-pack, you'll get a very nice box. It's very premium. It opens up nicely, and well, inside are 3 TC1s. You get 6 pieces of hook and loop, a 3-in-1 USB charging cable, a TRS to TRS cable, a TRS to BNC cable, a TRS to 5-pin LEMO timecode cable, and 3 quarter 20 cold shoe mounts. So right out of the box, you can install the TC1 on practically any camera or audio recorder quite quickly. Now, on the units themselves, you get, well, a yellow button, you get a dial with a push button, you get an OLED screen, you get a locking 1/8-inch TRS, and a USB jack on the bottom. And that's it. Why make it complicated? On the back is, well, it's that higher end hook and loop. It's basically Velcro, but it doesn't degrade, so it will have a secure lock every single time. Now, internally, the battery is, well, it's not replaced by the user. You can't do it. Speaking of batteries, well, I've seen the battery life estimator on the screen. I've seen it read as high as 30 hours. Now, Deity states 28 hours. I've personally used them over 25 hours, and it still had a couple hours left, so the indicator seems, well, accurate. And it can recharge in just 2 hours. So in a pinch, you could do a quick charge if you forgot to say charge the night before. We're not gonna go into any details, it wouldn't really be fair, but you know who you are and you know what you did. And I kept the secret this entire time. Never mentioned a thing, George. Okay, well, that part never happened, but you will get about 10 to 15 minutes of use out of every minute of charge time. So in a pinch, you could grab a USB battery, plug it in for a couple of minutes, and while we all hold for sound, sorry, it's too easy. Setup is hilariously simple. I had all 3 units up and running, synced and jamming cameras in 5 minutes without even consulting the manual. I actually take great pride in not reading the manual, much to some people's dismay. To set up, first download the Sidus Audio app on your smartphone. Push the yellow button on the side for 2 seconds, powers up. Rotate the dial over to the Bluetooth icon and select. Then select Reset. On your app, click the plus sign, and on your TC1, select the Yes from the Bluetooth menu. It will now show up in your app. Now, once you've added them all, you can group them, rename them, and, well, configure them. You can set your frame rate and your timecode type here, and once configured, you can sync one or all of them with just the press of a button. Well, I mean, technically you're just pressing the screen, but, you know, it's 2022, so it's almost like the same thing. You can even create presets for various configs, so you don't have to remember to set everything. To connect your camera, it's as simple as choosing the appropriate cable, mounting the Velcro to the side or cold shoe, connecting that cable, go into your camera settings, and tell it you're using external timecode. Once you do that, your camera will magically display the exact same timecode as the TC1. Now, to configure each camera, well, there's a bunch of them out there, so consult the manual for your manufacturer, but I've honestly found that most of the cinema cameras out there aren't that difficult at all. I mean, they're designed to be done this way. Now, there are a lot of non-cinema cameras out there that don't have timecode abilities, and there is a solution. If your camera has a mic jack, well, you can plug in the TRS to TRS cable from the TC1 into the mic jack. Set the TC1 from L out to A out. What this will do is send audio timecode out via the TRS connection, and then we'll go into your mic input on your camera. And your camera will now hear the joyous song of what we older folks like to call, "Don't pick up the phone, I'm online." Oh crap, it's too late.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Kind of sounds like this. Now it will send this signal to one side of the stereo sound, and the TC1 includes a scratch mic on top that will send scratch audio to the other channel. Now this gives you a backup should your editor not support timecode. Like, you know, that one editor that's still using Adobe Premiere. I kid, I think there's like 3 left. I'll show you how easy it is to sync timecode in Resolve. Simply bring your footage into the media bin, right-click on the video, choose Update Timecode from Audio Track, and boom, it's done. Yep. Now you can select all the clips, right-click, choose Create New Multicam Sequence, select the correct frame rate, and choose Timecode from the angle sync. Now you have a timecode-matched multicam timeline that you can edit directly from. Resolve, folks. If you haven't switched yet, you should. I still need to do that video, don't I? Now, for Premiere, you may need to purchase an application to sync timecode from audio, well, until Adobe gets around to doing it. It's been a long time already. Now, pricing. The TC1 comes in at $169 each when purchased separately, and the single comes with a TRS to TRS cable only, and, well, the Velcro and the cold shoe plate. The 3-pack comes with 3 TC1s and 3 different cables, so you'll have a variety. And this 3-pack comes in at $549, so basically a slight savings while giving you the variety of connection cables. So, what are the pros and cons? Well, pros. It's simple. It's very fast. It's easy to use. They just work. App? Well, it's great and it's simple. You can pair up to 20 devices for an incredibly large shoot. And the price. This is the cheapest and most versatile on the market today. Cons. Firmware upgrades are a bit tedious and don't always work, and I'm told that they're working on that. But, quick tip, place the units about 5 feet away when attempting firmware upgrades. It can help, but not always. Now, power off is, well, a bit of a trick, and I asked about it, and, well, it's hidden to keep oopsies down to a minimum. And to do it, first make sure your screen is on by clicking any button. Then click the yellow button 4 times and hold on the 4th press for 4 seconds. It will then prompt you for yes or no. This is the power off. Click yes to power off or no to return. It's a thing. And yeah, especially since I didn't read the manual, I actually found another way, which is not a thing, so don't do that way. The internal battery doesn't appear to be user replaceable, and I have no idea how many cycles the battery can handle, but with a runtime of at least 24 hours, you won't have to cycle the battery that often, so I don't expect it to wear quickly. Lithium batteries do tend to last, well, quite a while. So what do I think about them? Well, quite honestly, I used them for a couple of days and then immediately went out and bought another one. They simply work, and I mean, they can't make it any easier than this. If you've been thinking about adding timecode, this decision doesn't get any easier. And with our new timecode slate coming shortly, I saw it sitting here, it's actually really cool. It's a huge win. Huge, big, I mean quite large, completely worth it. Oh, yeah, don't forget to subscribe and support the channel. And don't let your passion center around your life, let your life center around your passions. Making sweet, sweet time with your special someone, your camera.